Who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? What do you want to do? Welcome back. This is Shit Gigs and Topics. Who are you?
I'm Stan. Stan. I go by different names. Stan, 100 Band Stan in the past. I mean, yeah.
When you say 100 Band Man Stan in the past, is that the full name?
No, 100 Band Stan was...
100 Band Stan is the name.
Right, it was
The
a name,
name
like
to
an artist
remember?
name. Artist name.
Got it.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're an artist?
Yeah, I mean...
Sorry, I jumped the gun on that one.
No, that's fine. I used to use the name 100 Band Stan, for sure. I've been kind of pivoting, using just the name Stan, kind of like a...
That's your name?
What do they call it? Like, sort of like a yay or like a share, sort of one name.
Oh, one name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay.
all future releases I'm planning on doing on sort of just...
It's just Stan.
basis.
Stan, just period Stan.
Yeah.
Like
Stan.
Drake.
Sure.
Yeah, last
Sure.
episode. Check out last episode, actually. We had Drake.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah, we had Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Drake. So check out that guy.
I did see that.
Yeah. Yeah, wild. So, Stan, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Very open-ended question. I mean, where do you want me to begin?
If you were to describe yourself in one sentence, how would you describe yourself?
One sentence.
One sentence is all you got.
Oh, I'd almost prefer words. I'd almost prefer like fewer words. No, one sentence. Whew. That's a lot of pressure. One sentence.
Yeah.
Young Brazy Jit, just trying to make a way.
Young. Say that one more time. What?
I said young Brazy Jit, just trying to make a way.
Young Brazy Jit.
Just trying to make a way.
Can you describe that sentence to me?
Yeah, I'm young and I'm having fun and I'm trying to pave a way for myself. I don't know. I like.
If you,
to be fair, this isn't.
I'm stupid. So if you had to break that down to me and describe to me what you just said, because I just came off the streets and I've only ever known 3 things in my life, and that's
Right.
beer, rap, and cocaine. I'm just kidding. But honestly, I had no idea what you meant by jit.
Jit.
Yes.
Gotcha. I mean, it's completely irrelevant for my upbringing, but I mean, it's Florida slang for like a kid, young kid, a jit. What's up, jit? You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Okay, we gotta fact check that again.
No, yeah, of course, by all means.
I
mean,
someone
me
from
using
Florida.
it, I'm using it sincerely, ironically. I mean, it is very much like an inside joke between me and some people I know. I mean, to summarize kind of the energy I'm on would be to say, a young Brazy Jit just trying to make a way. Just trying to make something happen, trying to kind of...
Is that going to be the intro to your next album? Like
No,
the first song
no,
is
no, I'm
literally
not-
going to just got to spit that just right off the bat?
No, not
I
in the
would.
slightest. I mean, I'm kind of being ironic here in answering your question. I mean, to summarize who I am in one sentence is not easy, so I'm kind of...
Really? I think that was the best description.
I thought so too, but you had questions. But, I mean, I'm coming from a place of...
All right, mate. That's what this show is about. This show is about questions. That's what we ask.
Right, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It is.
It is.
I like that.
Hey, cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Hey,
Pleasure to be here, actually.
hey, quit showing what you're drinking, man. We don't...
I mean, there's labels on both sides. I can't really do much.
Apple juice.
But, no, I mean, in all seriousness, I genuinely don't know how to answer that question straightforwardly. I feel like everyone's going to be a little too, myself included, I feel like everyone's kind of multifaceted, has many different things going for themselves. I don't know if I could really summarize who I am in one sentence. I'm outgoing, ambitious, and driven. I feel like that's like a list of adjectives as opposed to the sentence you might be looking for.
I bet you if I were to take the spotlight off of you and
Yeah.
one day, you came up to me going, if I had to describe myself in one sentence, it would be this.
Uh-huh.
And you could probably put together that one sentence and everyone would look at you going, yeah, that is exactly what I would say. But put on the spot, you kind of think about all your defects instead of like the accomplishments of your life and the things that you've understood and what your passions are following forward. So I believe like when put on the spot, you just think about something that just satisfies the question, but it's not truly your answer, right?
I'd wholeheartedly agree with that. I think that
If I was,
if you were to dive in,
was given that, if someone asked me, I'd be like, I'm a figment of your imagination. I said, because that's what I tell people all the time.
Right, but on that note, you would answer it not seriously. You're obviously not a figment of my imagination. I know you to be you. It's such a broad question that it demands an inserious answer. Like, there's no possible way I could answer that question and you'd say, oh, wow, that was like a really good synopsis of who you are to display on a podcast. Like, I mean, if this were a job interview, sure, I might say something different. If I was on stage in front of a bunch of people, it might be something different. If I was meeting someone for the first time, hey, who are you? What do you do? Describe yourself in one sentence. Then every single answer is going to be different. In this nature, or in this environment where you've got sort of me on the spot, as you say.
Yeah.
It's inevitable I'm going to come up with just some
whatever your
broad answer.
Whatever your mind is going to like put together first.
Right.
Like,
and that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
And the thing is, anyone who might watch that might not know what the fuck I'm talking about, or think it's corny.
Genuinely agree, or exactly not know what you're talking about.
Or they know
like
me personally, and they know that that's, I don't know, it's just something we say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
trying to make a way.
I mean, snap. I think it's been a long time since I've actually, had a sit down conversation with you, Stan, but oh my goodness.
It's been probably 4 months since I last seen you. December.
Yeah, for that. But like actually been able to connect really.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's been since you left, because we used to see each other all the time.
Right.
And that dials into what you used to do. But going from, who you are, we want to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? Because I'm in the dark on this one. What you currently do, at least.
Right. And I think we were talking about this earlier, and you said specifically, wait, let's leave it for the podcast. So I'm happy to get into it.
Yeah, I'm in complete awe because the last place that we had met, we will talk about that. But for now, Stan, the man.
Yeah, ask me.
What is your current occupation?
My current occupation, I work in client services. To summarize it as promptly as I can. I mean, I work in client services. I answer the phone.
To have to put it into, if someone asks you in their application for a loan, they're like, okay, pick a job. You're like,
scroll wheel down to
keep
client
going.
services.
Client services. Yeah, boom, right there.
The thing is, I might, if I was trying to stretch my resume, I might say I'm client advisor. Sure. But I mean, essentially, I work in client services for a fashion brand, Montclair. The outerwear jackets.
Does anyone know about Montclair?
I imagine some people have to know about
Montclair.
I feel like people would. To be frank, when it comes to most fashion brands and I say Montclair, the average person is kind of like, oh, what is that? I have no idea what that is. But then, I mean, there are the odd few who ask for a discount on a jacket.
Okay, so where are these brands sold?
Well, I mean, they're sold globally. So Montclair is sold globally.
Like retail stores that you can go to, like Macy's got Montclair.
Macy's probably does not have Montclair. You can find it at department stores. You're going to find it at like Neiman Marcus. You're going to find it at Saks Fifth, Nordstrom. If you're in Canada, you're going to find it at Holt Renfrew.
Okay, the names that you're throwing at me kind of seem like the clothing that you're wearing is minimum $50 to $60.
No, higher than that. So I mean,
Jesus.
I would say that like these department stores, they sell.
This is why I don't know. This literally, I said, do you guys know? Because I don't.
Yeah, I mean they're.
Yeah, I told you I'm dumb. Yeah. All right, so come on.
Also, I feel like you're not a avid rap listener, like current rap listener, where people are talking about shopping at Neiman's, shopping at Saks.
Saint Laurent, baby.
Right. I mean, so if you were to put it on par with that, we're talking like jackets, outerwear jackets, down jackets that cost $2,000 to $4,000.
Jesus.
So they are expensive, and I mean, in client services, it's mundane work. I'm not going to lie to you here and try and make it look glamorous. I'm dealing with rich clients, maybe sometimes clients who really can't afford Montclair but are buying it anyway. And it's anything from friendly people who just want to make a purchase, and I'm buying it for them over the phone, maybe spending $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 on outerwear at one go.
Well, okay, Jordan Belfort over here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing commission on it, but all the same, it feels good. Like my numbers every month, I'm like top in sales.
Sheesh,
so
if you had that commission, he said, that's straight cash in my pocket.
Yeah, I wish. I genuinely wish. But yeah, I mean, I get a lot of good stories out of it. going out for drinks with my friends, I have a lot of crazies who hop on the phone and tell me a bunch of crazy stuff. Which I appreciate. I like any job where you can get a good story out of it, honestly.
Yeah.
I think when in your line of work, if you're not dealing with a couple crazies, it's not as fun.
I don't even know any job that wouldn't have at least someone that, is like, that crazy guy that just, or girl, that just pretty wild with everything and everything that comes across.
Right.
And I have been that person. I felt
been the crazy.
I have been the crazy.
When do you feel like you've been the crazy? Like, are you talking about when you are on the job or at somebody else's job? You've been that crazy person they had to deal with.
Nah, I'm not the crazy person you had to deal with.
I've been there.
I don't think I've ever. Yeah,
I feel like I might not remember the night all too well, but I think I've definitely been that person where I was probably the hard customer that evening.
Not even. No, I probably at someone's house if anything.
Yeah. I've definitely been a bad house guest.
I don't think I've definitely broken my share of yard house glasses.
Yard house? Oh, I mean, everyone's broken a yard house.
Yeah, those giant ones that, you're just like, oh, just grab it one more. Oh, yeah, there it goes.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, they factor that into the budget, I assume.
Yeah, that's why they have like 1 billion of them.
Right.
Yeah, that's how they're not any much taller than they used to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no. That's probably about it. No, but I've definitely seen the crazies, and they're fun to watch, not fun to deal with.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not really that like person to be able to like approach that situation in any way to like. You know how the cop approaches with the confidence and just like they're gonna take over the situation no matter what it is, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm more that person going, okay, relax.
Right. I mean, I have two thoughts on that. First off, 100%, like, if I'm dealing with a very difficult client who's screaming at me over the phone, my job is to de-escalate. I'm going to sit there and be like, oh, well, I'm really sorry that you feel that way. I'm going to do anything in my power to either not put them through to a manager to make sure that they're...
He said, ma'am.
Yeah, miss.
I'll let you know.
Miss.
We're going to take care of everything.
I really do apologize. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm all about the de-escalation. My second thing is I don't know you to be that person to just kind of walk away from any kind of, confrontation in the workplace. Like, I know you to be a very social person. I don't see you, like, do you feel like you walk away from, like, those sort of confrontations in the workplace, or do you feel like you tackle them? Because I feel like knowing you, I would almost expect you to kind of jump in and facilitate.
I've never been into anything close to that. Only one time when I had to jump in on one of my tables, I was actually choking from a piece of meat, and so I had to give her, the whole routine.
You did Heimlich at the table?
I had to do that, yeah. And
no fucking way.
And then it came down to,
what
one more push.
What
it
was
like a piece of meat, man.
Like a steak or
like a
solid
piece, a solid piece of sirloin.
That's insane.
But like, come on, like, chop that thing up a little bit smaller. You don't need to go too crazy with it.
That's almost...
Yeah.
I almost want to hear more about that.
And it was really interesting because I was super caught off guard, and it just kind of one thing led to another, and I just, stepped in.
Right.
Because I really didn't feel like there was any other, you have the fight or flight type thing, right? And I didn't think like, okay, where the hell am I going to go? Like, who am I going to go to? Like, how am I going to... The only thing you could do is just try to help in this situation. Like, just use all the common knowledge that you have as a person to try to...
Right. I mean, I feel like that's beyond fight or flight.
In, right?
That's like jumping in and do... Mind you, I've seen enough of the Heimlich maneuver in my lifetime to understand that, like, if it came down to it and a loved one of mine needed the Heimlich, I'm sure I could spring into action and do it correctly. Having a guest at the table requiring the Heimlich and donning the mantle of the person who's going to save this person, I might freeze up. So I'm fucking shocked that you might even hop up and just perform the Heimlich on a guest sitting at their table choking on a piece of sirloin. Like, that's...
Craziest thing, everything went
insane.
Down right in front of me. It went from him talking about how the steak was so, like, tough and not as tender.
Right.
And then to her just kind of, like, going...
Gasping, grabbing...
Yeah, like, and then...
Grabbing your fucking...
And then it starts escalating. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, this is surreal. So just, like, 1, 2, like... I was, like, trying not to kill her, but doing the best I can. And then oddly enough, it took one more by this gentleman. He goes, "Let me try." One more, and then
he heaves
comes
it?
out. Yeah, it comes out, and then they're just like,
did it fly in the movies? Like, how in the movies it always flies across the table, hits the mother-in-law. Did it fly, or did it just sort of dribble out?
It was a little plop.
It was
it was
kind of underwhelming.
No, it was just a little plop there. Yeah, almost like if that was the case, I would have choked it up a little bit, chewed it, and then swallowed it again. Been like, I'm not wasting that piece of meat. But
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
Yeah, if it was,
I have to humbly say, I genuinely don't believe you.
I don't know.
I think
I've choked on some meat before.
Touche.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Can't argue.
But I'm just saying, it was a very interesting circumstance, and at the end of the day, they left and just,
Tip was good.
They just left. Like, it was just
immediately, like they were done.
Like they were gonna, they're gonna stay for a little, and then I don't know, one thing led to another, and they're just like, what, we're just gonna leave. And I was like, all right, that's
within your rights.
Take it easy, guys. And
yeah.
I was like, hey, so by the way, my table was just choking. I don't know if anyone even saw that, because the other two tables that I was also tending, and this was like later in the shift. Yeah. It was like, like the 3-4 o'clock, I was the last server on into the transition, right? And there was no one in to relieve me. And it was like a Saturday or Sunday, so there's less people right after brunch. And then I had the inside, and lo and behold, some shit happened like this. And then the other two tables are like, oh my God, like, you saved her life. And I was like, okay, relax.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I appreciate your praise, but like, I said, I don't feel
Show
like
it on the tip. Man.
Yeah, I don't really feel like I saved your life. But like, one thing led to another, and then they found the manager, and then all of a sudden I had a text from McGee, and then I had a text from Shrinian, just like
Shrinian, all the way up the ladder.
It came to the point where he was just like, hey, like, there's times where you're in need and you're called into action, and you didn't stray away from it. And I was like, damn. Mm-hmm. I couldn't think of anything other than doing what that I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't really another option into walking away from it. And and I feel like that's either a hard thing in my life that I've seen, is I've not been able to walk away from issues or problems or stuff like that. And that's probably me.
In what sense? Like, you feel in that moment of need, you feel the need to step in and sort of like,
I
friends fighting on the street with some random person, you're going to jump in.
Fate is rarely asked upon you at a moment of your choosing,
right.
And then it was just bam. Yeah. So
that's big. Yeah. That's huge, actually.
And you just have to, and there's no other thought. And I feel like my impulsive nature definitely has pushed me to that ability, maybe for the better sometimes, so those are those redeeming things that I'm like, maybe I won't go to hell.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What the fuck are we talking about me?
I don't know.
I got
curious. I mean, you started telling me about how you saved someone's life with the Heimlich. So, I mean, that begs a question out of anyone. So.
That's true. All right, so dialing back over here, I kind of want to understand where this brand kind of comes from, and how you how you jumped into what you're doing now. Because when I knew you, actually, you know what? Before we even talk about that, let's dial it back. Actually, let's dial it back to your first job.
My first job.
Your first job.
Okay. Wow.
Your first job.
My first job. My first job was arguably one of my best jobs, sans the job I'm at now or about to start. Sans my next job or my current job, I would say my first job was probably my best. I worked at a radio station in Oakland.
Oh my! What the? Why am I? You should be hosting this. Why am I?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff we did was similar to this, like setting up radio boards. Like it started actually as sort of a youth program. Like, I was officially getting paid for it, I'd say junior year of high school.
Okay.
But I started the beginning of junior year, and it was all about learning music production, all about learning how to run like the boards on radio, how to write a journalism, like all about journalism, learning how to write an article.
I love this thing. It's so nice. It's
fantastic. Like, this is a great little mixing board.
Dummy easy. Like, I'm so stupid and I love the colors.
Like, this is kind of Like, this is a fraction of the size of the stuff that we were learning how to.
Oh,
Like, it was massive.
Yeah,
we're talking to like a $10,000 board.
This is literally give this to like a 5-year-old and he'll know how to do this.
Right. I mean, it gets the job done too. It's exactly what you need. So
yeah, period. But it's also not like.
This is my first time doing it.
Yeah, see? I told you you're in charge.
Yeah, I mean, we'll improve the sounds as we go. I feel like I got some. These are stock sounds, but I could get you some good ones.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
Wow, don't break it.
No, my apologies. I feel like I kicked the box.
Wow, what are those?
These Marnies.
What?
Marnies.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to explain a little bit more.
Marnie?
Marnie?
Marnie. They were a Christmas present. My girl got them for me. She's great.
Why do they look like a giant-ass Converse?
I couldn't answer that. I don't know. They just do.
Is that the style, or is that?
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's what makes them Marnies, or?
No, I mean, Marnie makes a lot of different clothes and products. I mean, these just happen to be one of the Marnie shoes. These are the ones that I like, the Pablo sneaker.
It's called the Pablo sneaker?
Yeah, the Marnie Pablo sneaker. They have all kinds of colorways. This happens to be like, I was looking at these since
They should have called it the Chuck sneaker.
Hell no. I mean, I've seen these since last summer, and I was loving them. She knew I was destined for a pair. And then, yeah, Christmas came around, and she spoiled me.
Are they heavy to walk in?
Heavy? No, they're lightweight.
Really?
I mean, it is real leather, so, I mean, it's got a little weight to it, but I mean,
like, that
nice.
sole looks huge.
Oh, yeah, it's huge. It feels like a horseshoe.
Really?
Yeah,
I
but I like it.
imagine.
I'm clopping around these days.
Yeah?
I love them.
See, this is the thing. I don't know fashion. Have you guys seen? If you know me, you have seen the way that I dress, and it's disgusting.
It is.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I cannot. I'm not really allowed to even dress myself. Period.
Back when we used to work together at the restaurant, you would come in the like a full turquoise outfit of spandex workout gear, and I'd be like, "All right, Rich, I love you, but why?
Yeah,
why are you doing this? Why?
They call me Richard Simmons. Like, come on, should have learned."
Rich, I can't wait to go shopping with you. We'll get you. Honestly, you got the stature for it, man. You got a good build. Let's go shopping.
Oh, yeah, I got a budget. Your shoes are $500. Nothing I'm wearing is more than probably your shoes. My entire outfit is less than your shoes.
Well, I mean, everything else I'm wearing is like Zara. So I mean, it's
what the hell is that?
Zara? I mean, Zara's just like I don't know. These are like 30. I think I got these pants on sale for like $19. The shirt was maybe like $20. Like, it's cheap. It's cheap. I'm wearing a New Balance fucking tank top. It's nothing crazy.
The most recent thing that I've been wearing is a hand-me-down pair of these.
I noticed those earlier, and I wanted to know what they were.
These awesome Jordans from my buddy Roman. Shouts out to Roman. He's going to be on the podcast here soon as well.
That's fire.
Yeah. I've had these jeans for probably way too long because my thighs are ripping through them.
I don't like them. I want to see. I don't like how slim they are.
They're disgusting.
I really don't.
You know why? Because I've been working out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm a personal trainer. I'm going to say that every time until you guys understand that. Anywho, the most recent thing is either these shoes, probably the shoes, or I would say this Unis Honest sweater that I got when Markiplier. And I feel bad because I forgot that the name of his friend that he was doing it with. Oh, he was so cool too. I forgot. I'll have to think about it again.
Right.
But they did this YouTube channel for just 1 year. And after that, all the videos would get deleted from the channel. And
was it questionable content, or why did it get deleted?
They would just
like their choice.
No, their choice was to make a YouTube channel between them two, and they would just like record and do different things every day, one video a day for 1 year, and then after that, the channel would get deleted.
They intentionally, like they chose ahead of the game. They were like, "We're gonna delete this."
Yeah,
that's kind of on some super hot fire.
And
shit.
I have two sweaters too. Huh?
Super hot fire.
What is super hot fire, my guy?
Super hot fire. He was big back in the day. He's like a pants jacket shirt. Call me pants jacket shirt man. You know the freestyle guy.
Okay, that kind of.
You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, that kind of.
And he was like, you gotta know who he is. Like if I brought up a clip of him right now, like if you can put one in post, put a clip in post, and I like people know who Super Hot Fire is. But at one point, he had like millions and millions of views of all these like rap battles that he'd done with Soulja Boy, Kevin Hart, T-Pain, like, and then a bunch of randoms as well who like I think were just his boys that he casted type shit. But there was a whole video where he was like, he posted a YouTube video of him deleting all his videos. And that was like the one video he had on his channel was like the YouTube video of him deleting all of it and starting over anew.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it was kind of, and everyone was like up in arms. They were like super hot fire, deleted all his shit. Family Guy even like riffed off of one of his off his like most popular video. Yeah, I mean it was a sensation. It was viral. It was a meme.
That's interesting. I did not know about that. Yeah.
That's interesting that those kind of vibes that are like take something great or huge or monumental, something that everyone's aware of, and just kind of erasing the history.
Yeah, I mean,
it was letting it
just
just exist in the ether, like whoever has a copy of that clip or whatever. Because I bet he deleted the clip, but I'm sure it still exists out there, and you can find it, no problem.
Oh yeah, you can find anything.
Yeah.
I hate the internet. All of our secrets, if we ever wanted them to, would just get exposed. Internet.
Yeah, I don't have anything that's. I don't know. I don't have many secrets that I wouldn't mind.
It doesn't matter. They listen to you.
Right.
They got your cookies. They got your cookies. You don't clear your cache.
I do.
No, the you don't.
I totally do. Anyway, no, but on the idea of like deleting art or deleting content, like it's similar to, I don't know if you saw this, but have you seen at auction there was actually a Banksy painting that was auctioned off, and like the moment the gavel struck that somebody had purchased it for hundreds of thousands of dollars, the frame of the painting was designed so that as soon as the gavel struck and it was officially purchased, the frame shreds the painting itself, and it becomes just a frame, and it shreds the entire painting, and now that person is on the hook to pay the entire $250,000 or whatever they paid for this like Banksy. But the art itself is like shredded and no longer exists. It's similar to that.
What?
Yeah.
That was what the artist did that?
Banksy. You know, like
no.
Banksy, like one of the most famous graffiti artists in the world.
I apologize for being so ignorant.
No,
yeah, that is fucking
like
wild.
Banksy, he's done like the girl with the red balloon or like that, where he spray painted the girl with the red balloon. I think one of the recent ones is he literally went to Syria and like spray painted on like a broken building a bunch of things. Like he does art all over the world and nobody really knows.
I would definitely have to check this out now.
Yeah, look up Banksy.
But that is so wild that you.
I think he's supposed to be from the UK.
And okay, here's the thing that I get, and I understand that. But if it was like something that was like the Mona Lisa, you're just like, what the F?
Right, but
you know what I'm saying?
It's also not that type of art. You know, Mona Lisa is meant to last. It's meant to stay. It's like.
But here's the Mona thing. Lisa here's the thing.
Sort of a relic of time.
His art would also last. You know, if he let it, but the fact that he just, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but you see what I mean in terms of like contemporary art. I feel like it becomes bigger than the sum of its parts, bigger than just paint on a canvas of like, hey, this is by Banksy. It becomes a statement. It becomes, look what you paid for a Banksy, and the whole point of it was just to get shredded the second you bought it. Like it's sort of that.
How did really the canvas was set?
Yeah,
if it heard the sound of a gavel.
I don't know if it's that
or the vibration.
Here's the thing.
Come on.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's so specific as to the gavel slams and that sound triggers it. I think it's more so. I'm sure there's somebody who with maybe a remote control or there's a timer.
If that's the case, okay. But if that's the case, then it comes down to legal issue because then you could come out and be like, okay, what the?
But why? I mean, the artist designed every last bit of that way. It was meant to be destroyed. Similar to the idea of like super hot fire deleting the shit.
If you knew that happened before or when you bought it, that's a different story. But if you were to pay for something and then all of a sudden it was destroyed and the artist goes, oh yeah, I was meant to do that.
But how much do you think? I mean, the value's still there. The moment in time, the value of the strength of that art piece still exists. And I bet you, how much you want to think that frame probably went for? I bet that frame more than recouped the money because it's kind of like, holy who pulled that off? And if it wasn't Banksy, then somebody correct me. But I'm fairly certain it was Banksy. I mean, normally he does graffiti work, but I think this was a painting that he actually did. I think
that's so wild. It's just like
I might
one
be
of those
wrong.
things.
If I'm wrong, then I look like an idiot. But I think it was him. It sounds like something he would do. Very like counter culture, and also when you look at how elite art can be in terms of people investing in art and taking art and just like
to NFTs.
Right. As like a perfect example of the digital era, like art in the real world is quite literally like that as well. It's like it's given the value that we give it. Like it doesn't
actually have a monetary
an intrinsic value.
Yeah,
There's no
it's
intrinsic
just,
value. It's a cultural
shit
value.
that lasts longer just means it's worth more sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the longer it's been around, or I mean,
or the least amount of it. Yeah. The
or
limited ability.
For example,
yeah.
you paint something, and if you die, what you've painted now is worth triple or quadruple.
If you're reputable and people give a shit about what you painted.
Right. If you're like a known artist. So like I mean, maybe not even. Like, let's say I'm a mediocre artist who nobody knows about. I have an Instagram account with 37 followers, and I post paintings that I sell for $20. I bet you if I died, then the people who knew me would be wanting to buy those for $100. That's like 5 times as much. Like, I'm sure, like, inherently death inflates the value of most art, I think.
I would let everyone just have your pieces. I'd just watch them from afar and be like, oh, they're nice homes.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, that's real, because if you were, potentially just some random person, even if you had just, for example, my car or just this setup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that pass down or just get sold around. It could be the same thing with something that has such emotional attachment and value, I think, more.
If you could explain that a little more. Wait, what do you mean? Like,
it would mean more to the people that are around you than it would to the masses. But
right.
if you're known by the masses, then it's just like almost what you have is priceless.
Uh-huh. No, 100%. Because it becomes that person's. It becomes, yo, this was Kanye's mask that he wore at his 2010 performance. How much do you think that Hennessy bottle that Kanye inevitably probably threw away the same night he went up on said, Taylor Swift, I'm going to let you finish. I bet you that little glass bottle, it's somewhere. Or maybe it's not. Maybe nobody got a hold of it. But if somebody got a hold of it, that in itself is an iconic piece. Because think about what that bottle represented. That Hennessy bottle inspired Kanye to get in front of Taylor Swift and say Beyonce had the greatest video of all time. Whether you support Kanye now or not, or whatever happens with Kanye, that bottle will intrinsically go up in value with whoever maybe owns it or sells it or does whatever, because it's a cultural
phenomenon almost.
It's a cultural artifact. Like, it's something where it's like, that Henny bottle made him do that.
No,
I mean, he did it himself, but I mean, that Henny bottle is like the culprit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a piece of art in a sense. But that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, art
just like that smack.
is like, same reason why weird people out in the world fucking worship, like, they collect like Nazi paraphernalia, like bad or good, like things that have had an impact on history hold value.
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah. So your impact with your first job. Come on.
Oh yeah, let's go back. First job. Oh, what was my first job?
Yeah, you said it was like close to what you did now.
Right.
Even...
No, my first job was working at a radio station. The first position it was teaching like kids maybe like a year younger than me, 2 years younger than me, how to make beats.
So then how did you get into doing that?
Well, I was already making beats. So I started making beats when I was like 11, and it was in GarageBand. I was using loops. I was like just boofing, like
just playing around with
just playing around.
Right?
Like, my mom was showing me how to use a computer in 6th grade, and I just sort of opened GarageBand. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like,
I love
started
that.
doodling around. That. And then by the time I was in high school, I felt like I'd hit a wall. Like, I wasn't making shit. I was like, yeah, GarageBand's boring. It sucks. And then I was like, I don't know what to move to.
Yeah, because
I don't know what to make.
You've literally like tried all the different options, whatever you've had in front of you. You're like, I'm ready for the next step, but I can't afford it.
I was limited by my tools at that point. Like, I was really sort of like working on a primitive software, and my folks were honestly the ones who pushed and said, yo, I think it was like some.
You could have found ways though.
Yeah, I could have. I mean, my main hurdle was like, what software do I graduate to? I don't know. And the most inevitable, typically when people work on GarageBand, is going to Logic. I was like 13 years old. I didn't really do all this research and shit. So, I mean, I started.
You wanted the easy way.
Right. Not even that. I just didn't know what was next. Like, I wasn't doing hella research like that. I was just looking up like Lil Wayne songs and be like, bro, I want to make a beat like that. Or like a Kanye song, I want to make a beat like that. Drake songs, I want to make a beat like that. Like, it really wasn't much thought to it. And I wasn't like, investing my time in what would be the best platform or software or DAW to use, DAW. But yeah, then like it was kind of pointed out to me like, hey, there's this program in downtown Oakland, youth radio. I think it's called YR Media now. And like you go there and they teach you how to like use this music software. They teach you journalism, mixing on the like radio mixing and all this, live recording. And then once you get through that, you can get an internship once you go through their process.
I
got an internship once I finished it.
When you say journalism, you like
writing a news story, like taking something that's relevant to you and sort of like writing 3 paragraphs on it.
In the industry, like in as far as like music wise, or
no. It could be any topic. It could be political. It could be pop culture. It could be science. It could be any health. It doesn't matter. Like it was just about journalism in terms of like, hey, if you were to form a column, like if you were to write a column, what would it look like?
Topic today.
Yeah, it didn't call me. It didn't call me.
What Billy thinks about.
Exactly.
You know.
Like it could be an opinion piece for sure. But I mean, for the most part, the journalism didn't really call me. It wasn't really what I was interested in. Like writing, as much as like I'm good at writing, I guess. Like I'm not. I mean, I could make a killer email. You know what I mean? Like I could write a crazy email, but I'm not interested.
You said short story?
Yeah. Ultimately, I just wasn't really, and I love storytelling, but I'm not interested. I was never interested in like writing a story. I felt like it was harder to convey my voice that way. I'm more of like off the cuff. Like the more I was writing stuff, I feel like, I don't know, it just didn't call to me. Like I was more interested into the like recording and like producing
the vibrations.
Like, yeah, bro. Like I want to make music. I want to make music. Like how do I do it? And so I was teaching kids that at first, like who were joining in the class behind me. Like got an internship, and then you teach the next class. And then after that, I became like the next level up, like a project associate, but for the web radio department. So it was like me looking over a team of like 6 or 7 interns, and we all make like graphics on Photoshop all day, pretty much. Like,
really?
Yeah, graphics on Photoshop for like local Bay Area DJs and shit, and they then updating the WordPress site and shit. So it was like that's what we did, and like I would get there like maybe 2 hours before the rest of the team, get a head start on shit, divvy up like what work needs to be done, and then hey yo, who wants to do what? Okay, you guys do this. Then we need to we also had to like submit playlists and songs for the stream to run for 24 hours. 24 hours a day. Like there'd be people listening from like Africa, Asia, Europe, like all over the world, really.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Wow.
tight. It was honestly, and mind you, at that time I was
like
I was
where
in
were you
junior.
living?
Oh, I lived in Alameda.
Okay, so
Alameda, California.
Okay,
so I lived in Alameda, and I would just take the 51A over to Oakland, like downtown Oakland.
And this is where everything you were doing? Was it all in
Oakland? Yeah, like doing all this, I would just take, like I said, 51A, take it down to like 17th and Broadway. And like what's crazy is one of the interns, I'm still tight with all the interns from my squad. Like we were kind of all on par. Matter of fact, one of the interns was you ever watch Euphoria?
Yes.
You know Angus Cloud? Fez is his name? I've never watched Euphoria, but I know he's in it. Fez.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of my interns. Like, he was with us in our team.
What?
Like, yeah, we worked together there.
No way.
Yeah, he was there, and then, like...
Hey, don't say a word, man.
I don't know. I've never seen it, so if you're quoting it, I don't know. But he's cool.
No, that was not a good quote. If you guys have seen Euphoria, yeah, guys.
Yeah, but, I mean, cool-ass dude. And the thing is, I didn't even know for the longest because I never really watched it. But then, like, I remember a couple years later, I saw him at a bar at like 7th and West in Oakland, and we were chilling. It was for the homegirl's birthday. Like literally all of us from that same web radio department, we were all chilling, and he pulled up, and like people started crowding around him, and I was like, "Yo, Connor, what's up? What's up, man?" He was like, "Yeah, what's good?" And like, I asked my homie G Baby, he was on our team with us, and I was like, "Yo, what's he doing? Like, why are hell people crowding around him?" And he was like, "Bro, he's on Euphoria." I thought it was like a program. Like, I was literally like, "What's the Euphoria program? Like, what is that?" Like, I didn't know he was on a show at the time. And now, obviously, I do. But, yeah, even then, like, one of the girls from Stony Creation, she's super talented from Oakland. And she was on our team as well. And she's now got a mural that's, like, 3 stories tall on the side of that very building. Like she's got a mural of herself on that building. Jeez. So like it was like a great sort of like, mind you, even before we hopped on the podcast, I was showing you my friend's music. He moved out to New York with me. Well, not with me, but he moved out to New York, and we've been working a lot more on like videography and stuff. I met him there, Isaiah Mustafa, and we met there at youth radio as well. So it was just sort of like one of the best environments you could ever be in. To like, as a creative, you're a kid, you want to work on music, you want to be around people like you.
So that was your spark. That was the
Yeah.
thing that like
It was-
really was like, okay, this is really what tickles me correct, and I think I can
Yeah,
be
sure,
I can
sure.
be passionate about something.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, it was really like, I think at that time I didn't realize how good I had it. I mean, I was making like $12.25 an hour as a junior in high school.
Gee, what? Really?
Yeah, as a junior in high school, making $12.25 an hour, which you look at that now and you're like, holy how did I get by? But I mean,
Yeah, but what do you mean? You're
when
living at home, right?
Yeah, living at home. Like,
Yeah,
I'd spend it
you're
on
chilling.
stupid shit. Like, I would really buy the dumbest shit. But I mean, it was a vibe. I earned good money. There was plenty of room for growth too, but for whatever reason, I thought that was not enough money. So I saw my friends who worked in the service industry, and they would take home like, $100 a night in tips and shit. And I'd be like, oh shit, bro, I want to make some more bread, so I'm gonna go do that. And I hopped off of this shit where I could have kind of streamlined my path over to, I don't know, maybe working a little bit more relevantly in the music industry.
So then, how old were you when you decided to take that jump?
I was probably a senior in high school. It was like
Were
end of senior year.
Were
No,
you in-
you know what? I was no, it was after high school. After high school, it was like 2016, like 2 years after I graduated high school. I kind of like made that jump.
So you went from something that you were passionate to just to make money.
To make bread.
You went from passion to like, oh, I gotta make money.
Like, I'm not making enough money. Like, I was doing 20 hours a week at $12.25 an hour, being like.
But
18, 19.
did it feel like you were working when you were there?
No, it was never work. Like, bro. Oh no, I can't say that.
What?
I don't want to get in trouble.
For what?
No, it's just not professional.
What's not This is genuine, my guy.
No, antics at work. I mean, there were some times I wasn't entirely professional at work, and I was slacking off when I shouldn't have been.
What
And
the fuck?
We'll say it at that.
And yes, you're afraid to say that?
No, I'm happy to say that. I feel like that's relevant with anyone's job. Like, everyone at some point in their life has slacked off at work. However, I don't really feel comfortable sharing the details of that. I don't know. I feel like
He said, I'm not trying to rat myself out. He said,
I got a background check going on. I'm not trying to do that. Like, what if they stumble on it and they're like, you did what at work?
I just figured out on this podcast.
And
that,
I'm not trying to rat on anybody. If there's anybody who maybe did some questionable things while on the job, I don't want to put them at risk.
Yeah, everyone in America.
Yeah, I mean,
There's probably like a
not my
handful of
business.
people.
Not my
And
business.
congratulations to you handful of people that are amazing.
Yeah,
And stick to the rules.
but
We thank you. Because it's because of you that we still have them.
for real.
Dude, seriously.
But yeah, it was a money thing. That's why I
Wow, so
switched
you
out. went
into the restaurant industry, you're like senior year.
No,
and
after senior year.
After
so it was
senior year?
like 2 years after senior year. When that was roughly.
And your
around the
first
time.
job was doing?
After that,
Your first restaurant job.
ooh, I was a host.
Still in Alameda? Or
Still in Alameda.
Okay.
And I'd probably make like, I don't know, 14 an hour. It was at an Italian spot, 14 an hour. 13, 14.
Did you get given, like you were just eating there, right? And they're like, hey, do you want to be
Oh,
our
you get a
host?
free meal. Free meal every time you go there. Well, my friend was already a server, so I had like an in.
Excuse me.
And it was chill. Like, I just chilled at the front. You know what I mean? Like, chilled at the front, take orders,
Did
go
you
get
have-
the to-goes.
Did you ever say, oh, yeah, table for two? Okay. You never like threw in an accent?
I never did the accent.
Oh.
I mean, amongst
If you had-
coworkers, perhaps.
Yeah, but if you ever had to throw in an accent, how would it sound?
An Italian.
Yeah, you had to throw. Come on. What is
Hey,
your?
what do you want? You want a table for two or what? Huh?
Okay.
What are you
okay.
thinking?
I think that's
I don't know.
beautiful.
Hey, talk to Tony in the back. He'll get you set up right. Don't worry about it. I don't know.
But that's.
My girlfriend's Italian. She would hate that. If she heard that, when she hears this, she's gonna be like,
She said.
"You fucking idiot. You're cringe."
She said. Yeah. We're breaking up now.
Yeah. She might. She
It's
genuinely
over.
might.
My thinking is like, what is your actual ethnicity? Because I was just thinking, or what is ethnicity is different from
Race is white.
race.
Ethnicity is like country and all that.
yeah.
You know my ethnicity by now? I'm Scottish, mostly.
Yeah, but I definitely thought there was like more than.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
my
'cause if you-
mom's like a blend. You know what I mean? Like, my mom, I think, yeah, on my mom's side, I mean, there's like German, Swiss, Spanish. I think I've seen the book that has the history of like people in our family. And there's like, I don't know, it's like Mexican too. Like,
Yeah,
but I mean,
definitely
I'm not going to sit here and rep that. Like, I don't have any culturally Latino vibes like in my family. Like,
Or
we don't
Scottish?
live. No, Scottish, 100%. All my family on my dad's side lives in Scotland. I'd say on my mom's side, I'm mostly Swiss, German. German and Swiss. I'd say those are the two biggest ones. Maybe a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of, like, just a blend of fucking European shit. On my dad's side, though, it's like Scottish. They all live in Scotland. Prestwick, Edinburgh.
All right, shoot it.
Glasgow.
Best accent.
Of what? Scottish,
bro.
No, I'm not doing it.
Come on.
Nah,
I feel let it loose. You know it.
Nah, I think I'm gonna be pushing it out too much.
It's your hometown.
I mean, I could go for the classic and just do some Shrek for you, and then I think everyone would be satisfied. Right, donkey.
All right.
Right, wee man. Yeah, right. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no. Run with it. I'm still good with it.
I mean, I could.
Yeah, hold
Stanley.
Stanley,
what you think you're doing?
Hold it for a while, honestly.
Nah,
through this conversation, mate. You gotta hold it.
I do that.
I need you to hold it.
No, I'm not doing
it. I need you.
No, I mean, I did all I could. Honestly, like, it depends. Like, right now, I'm not gonna be able to hit that. Like, I can't keep up a conversation with a Scottish accent.
You don't think so?
I could if I were surrounded by my Scottish family for an extended period of time.
Because
I feel like it rubs off on me.
You
know what I mean?
Right?
Like, I start. It's endearing to me, so I kind of want to imitate it. Like, I feel like inherently imitating like people's like accents and shit is entertaining. Like, you get around someone with an accent and you kind of just want to be like, you want to talk the way they talk a little bit, like whether that's French, Italian, Spanish. I don't know.
No, it's immensely fun. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, Scottish, it doesn't have the most glamorous reputation.
Playing with different voices than your own because we get bored. You get bored of your own voice.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's funny, too, because as an American, you kind of look at your voice as very, like, neutral, especially California American.
So plain.
It's so plain
very
and neutral,
plain.
and you think, bro, it's boring. I talk to my Scottish family or, like, extended family out there, and they look at me like I'm a celebrity with my accent. They're like, right, that's crazy, that's absolutely crazy. Like, they're nuts about the fact that I'm, like, the American cousin who talks crazy. You know what I mean? Like, they love it. They eat it up.
That's insane to me. I'm like, do you guys understand?
Which I wish I had their accent. I wish I was born with, like, something interesting as opposed to this generic sort of California. I don't know. There's
always two sides of the coin. You know what I'm saying? That is crazy. I know. Right. I've always thought, I said, yeah, if I had blue eyes and an Australian accent, like, it would...
Right.
Crazy.
Australians hit or miss. I feel like an Australian accent can be, like, sexy or pretty cringe. No offense. I mean, like, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
who?
It all depends on your personal vibe as to whether it comes off cringe. I mean, same as with any accent, I would say. But, like, I don't know. A lot of shorties really enjoy the Australian accent.
It just be fun.
Sexy.
Although, like, honestly, if I had to speak in any kind of way, I'm very appreciative to have the stupid Californian accent.
Yeah. Yo,
I feel like super just natural of just, except for, well, I mean, that actually comes from a little bit, you said Florida with the whole jit thing, but then.
Oh, right, but that's
but if you had to throw
that's like colloquialisms, it's a little different. Also, yo, can we take a quick sec? I gotta piss.
Oh, yeah. See, these guys always.
Thank you. Do you mind?
Huh?
Do you mind if I piss real fast?
Oh, yeah, but you got to make sure that you sit still right now. You got to make sure you're looking in that camera. And then when you come back, you got to be doing the same exact pose like we didn't even do anything.
Sounds good.
All right.